Hey everybody, welcome back. In this video, I'm finally going to do an honest review of the Origin wakeboard tower. I'm going to let you know how it's been treating me and show you some footage of it actually in use. Hi, I'm Dale, and this is Dale of All Trades. Come join me in my passions, my repairs, my reviews, and anything in between. Every video is something new, so hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. As you can see from that quick intro there, I am finally going to be doing a review of this Origin wakeboard tower to let you know how it's been treating me, some of the things I really like about it, and there are a few things I don't like about it. Now, if you're discovering this video just for review purposes, I also have a very in-depth, right from the box, onto the boat install video of this wakeboard tower going on this boat, and that video can be used for a wide range of installs, not just for this specific boat. So if you haven't seen that video, I have an information card in this corner of the video, and I'll also have links to everything talked about in this video in the description section below, along with links to similar videos. So always check out that description. Also, right out of the gate, before we get too far in this video, I'm going to ask you to please consider hitting that subscribe button and like button if this video helped you out. My channel just recently hit 1,000 subscribers. I'm super stoked about that. The more we can grow, the more I can do, and possible giveaways in the future with more subscribers. Alright, enough yapping. Let's get into this review. Okay, we're going to jump right into the review on this. Quality-wise of this wakeboard tower, I'm blown away. It's really good. It is an aluminum wakeboard tower, not stainless steel. It's polished aluminum, saves you on some weight, and as long as you keep this thing polished up, this finish is going to stay nice forever. It is one of the 3 standard pipe diameters. I can't recall off the top of my head, but I'll stamp it in the video here what the size of the tubing is on this tower, so you won't have any problem mounting accessories like these wakeboard racks, etc., speakers, on this tower if that's something you're wanting to do. Installation was as easy as something this size can be. If you're planning on installing this on your own, I would highly recommend not. This is definitely a 2-person job in my opinion. Okay, moving inside the boat here for a little bit different vantage point and flipping the camera around. It does have, never mind my GoPro mount here, it does have a removable cap. So if you want to put a white round anchor light or marker light on this and wire that in, that is an option to do. Now in my particular setup, I decided not to do speakers because it's too low. Be aware when you're installing it. Go higher than you think you need to go when you're marking out your rear locations. I went 6 feet apart on the feet. That would be these feet, here and here. Now I went 6 feet apart because that's what it said you can go for max distance. I wanted as much distance as I could get from this point to this point for added strength. The closer you get for mounting points, the less strength the fiberglass has on the boat, and I wanted as much strength through the hull as possible. Now, when I was mocking it up, before everything was tight and exactly how it was supposed to fit, I had a lot more headroom. Once everything was tightened down and 100% installed, I lost about 5 to 6 inches of headroom from when I mocked it up. And I think that's just because everything was adjusted 100% tightened down tight, right where it was supposed to be. So before we go any further, a lot of you are probably thinking, what does it look like while you're wakeboarding behind it? How does it perform? I actually took some GoPro footage getting pulled behind it, different angles, etc. So here's some of that footage now. It's a blast. I wish I'd have put it on sooner. Okay, so as you can see, this thing is a blast to wakeboard behind. I haven't tried kneeboarding or skiing or anything else, but I can tell you from personal accounts that wakeboarding feels easier and is all around better with the tower. Now, also speaking about towing, that is one of my complaints and something I actually didn't realize. You cannot ever, under any circumstances, pull a tube from that tow point. Apparently, a tube creates a vacuum or a suction cup effect underneath the tube. So when you're yanking or cracking the whip on a tube or anything like that, it adds tremendous pressure on the system, and it can and most likely will cause failure in the wakeboard tower. And I will show horror photos here. So that is an example of what we do not want happening. Not only could it cause extreme damage to your boat, it could also damage your passengers. With that wakeboard tower crashing down, I can only imagine what additional damage that would cause, along with pain and injury. So now that I got my little safety thing out of the way, that is one of my complaints. It really kind of stinks that you can't pull tubes from these things, but I'm not even going to risk it. After seeing those horror photos, not worth it. So some common questions I've seen online about these style wakeboard towers is how sturdy are they? Do they sway back and forth or side to side? Directly backward, there is no movement on this tower if you have all the bolts tightened down properly. Now, side to side, not so much when you're wakeboarding. When you're towing it down the road, I do notice that the tower seems to wobble back and forth this way and that way. Not enough to be concerned about, but when you're on the water and you're actually pulling somebody, it doesn't move. Now, another question I actually had for myself, and something I was slightly concerned about, is the boat going to handle different, especially when pulling somebody? I was worried about that tow location getting moved to the center of the boat, that when somebody swung out to the outside edge, I was worried that it might influence the boat to keel over one way or the other drastically, and it doesn't. At least it didn't for me. It has not changed 1 ounce of how the boat handles. So one of the things that I don't like about the fold down design is these Allen bolts. One, you got to keep an Allen on your boat. Not the biggest deal, but if you're boating and you plunk and that goes in the water, you're done unless you have more keys with you. Same goes for these Allen bolts. You drop one of those, you can't tighten it back down without it. So that's something I've been wanting to do, is get some spare Allen bolts for this and have spares on hand. I wish there was some sort of a pin that could go in here that you could just pull a pin and let it hang and have a lead going to this, so that if you do drop it, it just catches the lead. To me, it would be a lot better if there was some sort of a different design with a lock here, just something different, a pin somehow that could get it just as tight as this bolt. Now, how does it fold? It's actually super easy. So you take your Allen key, you break it loose, and then what I do is I flip it like this, and I lift up on the tower just a little bit once it gets loose, and I back the nut out until the knurling on the nut, the lines, are visible. I put the Allen somewhere safe, and then I finish taking it out by hand. Now, you're still not done. It's out. Don't drop it. Put it somewhere safe. I have a cup holder back here. I put it in. Now, there is a lock washer that's in there too that doesn't come out with the bolt. So another thing you could drop, I take my pinky and I grab it like that. Then I put that in the cup holder. Now you have to move up here. Move up to the other mounting location for the back bar and crack that loose. Now everything's loose. You have one bar totally detached. Now you repeat those two steps on the other side. So once you have all those nuts loose and removed, you can now fold it down. Now, if you're alone, this can get tricky, but I have a workaround if you're alone. What I do is I leave one side of the upper bolt very snug so that it can't move easily, and you'll see what I'm talking about here. I go to the side that's snug yet, lift up. Now if you left it snug, that arm will hang in the air like so. Then you can come over to this side, grab your tow bar portion, pick up, and bring it down like so. Now, if you've installed it right, this should get almost as low as your windshield. Now, as much as I love that this thing can fold down, because I personally do a lot of boating on a lake with a couple low bridges that are very close to my windshield, it's kind of a pain folding it down, honestly. It really is. As much as I love it, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. I'm super happy that it folds down, but it is. It's not a quick or easy process. Now, with everything else, practice makes perfect, and the more you do it, the quicker and more confident you get doing it. That being said, that's all for this video today. But one more time, please consider subscribing. The channel finally hit 1,000 subscribers. I couldn't be happier. It was my goal for this year, so I've exceeded that, and it feels great. So please hit that subscribe button. Do it. Do it now. All right. Thanks for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next video.